What is going on, Toronto Raptor fans? The Toronto Raptors end the 2024-2025 season with a depressing loss to the San Antonio Spurs, one of the lamest cities in the NBA. 125 to 118, especially when we were up like by 20. We were up by even maybe 22 at one point. We had this game in hand and we coughed it up, mostly in the back half of the third quarter. They outscored us 39 to 21, and in the fourth quarter they outscored us 32 to 23. Not a great ending. I had all these fantasies coming on here, and yeah, sorry, I've been away. It's been madness at my home. I am moving. I've got this house up for sale. I'm trying to get out of here to another place. And anyway, it's just been crazy. I've had to install new water filtration systems and get pellet stoves up and running. And it's just been every minute that I'm not working, I'm having to do stuff for the house. So anyway, apologize, but I'm planning to get on here. I'm watching the game thinking, ooh, Raptors winning by a bit. Get on here, have some positive conversations about that we're setting up for next year with our rookies we've sort of discovered, in Mogbo being the first rookie since the leagues have uh, uh, merged or something like that. No, sorry, one of seven. First rookie of this year to have a triple double, and one of seven since the ABA and the NBA have merged to have a triple double in a rookie season. Seems a little bit like a strange stat. I don't know if it's going to convert into anything, but yeah, Mr. Mogbo achieved that, and he almost had a triple double in this game here. He was 1 point shy of it. Jameson Battle kicking butt. I really believe Jameson Battle should have been rookie, could have been rookie of the year, not should have been, but could have been, had a potential chance to win it if he had gotten some minutes, which at this point in the season, with what our brutal record 30 and 52 is, you'd think they could have given this guy more development time because he ends up with 25. He had 22 at the half. I mean, imagine this guy gets more reps, and he's obviously got a sweet shot. He's obviously able to drain those threes. I mean, he was shooting almost 50% from 3 point land. 7 of 15. I mean, unbelievable. Um, and yeah, even Agbaji had a good game against Dallas with threes, and today he was only 2 of 8. But still, potentially some positives. I don't know where they're going though. They actually had a little thing up on the screen for a minute. Actually, I took a picture. They were showing who is going to be the starting lineup and who are sort of the depth chart beyond that. And you're gonna give me 2 seconds here just to open this thing. But yeah, these guys have the starters next year, which I'm not going to disagree with. This is the starting lineup: Emmanuel Quickly, R.J. Barrett, Brandon Ingram, Scotty Barnes, and Jakob Poeltl. So I guess they've got sort of Scotty as the power forward, and then Ingram is the. See, what is that? What they're doing here? It's a small forward, yeah. And then they've got RJ as the shooting guard and Quickly as the point guard. All right, with Jakob at center, obviously. Then they've got their sort of depth chart here. So they've got Jamal Shed as the backup point guard. Probably that makes a lot of sense. I don't know if AJ Lawson is going to be able to, usurp that position from Shed. I think Shed has earned it. We saw even some moves earlier in the season when they made some trades with Miami to sort of open up that position. I think Jamal Shed has earned it, and it's nice that he can dunk too. I don't Van Vliet, no dunking from Van Vliet. So if we're going to compare this guy to Van Vliet, I think he's nice that he's got that extra sort of trick up his sleeve. And then they go to say that the backup for R.J. Barrett at shooting guard is Grady Dick and Jacoby Walter. This is the one that sort of makes me a little nervous. Um, Nervous is a strong word, but I just worry that we're going to have too many sort of better than okay players, but not enough to potentially get us to a championship. Maybe this is where a trade comes in. But if we've got the backup of, I think Grady Dick could end up being a potential starter on a winning team. He's got the talent to do it. He can drive to the basket, cut. Seems to have a little bit of a handle. He's even able to do some of the dipsy doodle stuff at the rim, and then he's got his 3 point shooting, which should only improve. He seems like he's got the ability to do that. Now, Jacoby Walter, less consistent. consistency's been Dick's problem too, but at least more often than not, he's out there able to drop those threes. Jacoby Walter, sometimes seems to be creative around the rim and able to get his own shot and do his own thing, but who's going to get more minutes there? If we're going to make a playoff push, it's going to be confusing. I guess we go with the hot hand. You put Dick in and you get Walter in there, and you see who's got it early on, and then they get more minutes. I don't know, because the other problem that I see potentially happening is at the Ingram spot, where they've got Agbaji and Battle. Who wins that? Battle, I think, seems to have more upside if he can really become a 3-point assassin sniper. Agbaji seems also to be able to. I mean, he had a ton against Dallas the other day, and he can certainly hit as many as Battle can in a game if they both get hot. Agbaji seems to be a little more of the corner three. I think Battle seems to have a little more versatility around the 3-point line as to where he's able to drain them from. So I don't know. Do we do the same thing? Hot hand? Do they alternate Agbaji Battle? I don't know. Do they trade Jacoby Walter and Agbaji in a package for someone? Because the other part that gets a little bit um, confusing, we ditched Orlando Robinson, which Orlando Robinson was starting to kind of grow on me. I mean, he was even hitting threes every once in a while. I think it was only at like 28% or something like that. But he seemed to be improving, and it seemed like this guy was going to be our backup center. I don't know what happened, if there was a personality conflict with him or somebody or with the coach, I mean, and somebody on the team, um, or who knows what's going on. But yeah, suddenly he gets launched into oblivion. We end up signing Castleton to a contract for next year as our backup center. Now, again, maybe we're going to end up drafting, which I'm going to talk about in 2 more seconds, um, Duke center. But it's just weird that we've got the only positive about them putting Mogbo into Scotty Barnes' slot is that at least those two won't pass to each other, because, again, it was happening tonight. I know these guys are buddies off the court, and they definitely look for each other out there to pass to. But yeah, I don't know, if I have the ability to be the coach and choose the lineup, I'm going quickly Barrett, Ingram, Barnes, Pirtle. That's my starting unit for sure. I agree with them. Shed, Dick, Battle. I might even put Mogbo in at backup center and have Agbaji, uh, rotate in sometimes for the Barnes backup or Mogbo. But then when it comes to playoffs, I mean, we're not even going that deep, are we? If we make the playoffs, we're going to end up with like 8 guys or 9 guys in our rotation. So who's that going to be? Quickly, Barrett, Ingram, Barnes, Pirtle, Dick, Battle, Mogbo? I don't know. Oh my god. That's what I'm saying. I don't know. I don't know what's gonna happen. We gotta, I guess, see what happens over the summer. There's gonna be a little bit of Dick's gonna need to, practice his threes in the summer. He's gonna have to get maybe even a little bit bigger, stronger, because Agbaji's a strong dude, and Battle seems to have a bigger frame. Battle's a little bit, mushy, smushy. He looks like, but bigger, body, and I think he might. Is he taller? This thing doesn't have heights in it. So anyway, I don't know. I guess it's a good problem to have, and I do think that if we could take the 2 or 3 extra decent guys, I mean, maybe you keep them, because if we have injuries like we did this year, next year, we're going to need all these guys. Um, So yeah, maybe it's a good problem to have. I'm going to quickly just do a little reset here. So I've got the Tank Nation, Tankathon .com. Check out tankathon.com. Actually, check out Purtle as well. It's hilarious. If you know Wordle, does anybody know Wordle? New York Times. I think it's New York Times. You can get an app also where you're guessing, words. There's usually 5-letter words, and you start with one, and then it tells you whether you've got the letter right, but it's in the wrong spot, or if you got the letter right in the right spot, and then you continue to try and guess. Well, anyway, there's this Purtle thing online where you can guess the NBA player. It's hilarious, and they tell you if you have the right conference, if the person's a little taller or older or whatever than your guess. and then you can work your way down to figure out which NBA player it is. Anyway, hilarious. Check that out. But yeah, so on tankathon.com, they have us drafting this common Maluk, who I think that we should draft actually. I looked into this months ago, even when we were in fifth, and it looked like we had a decent chance to, an even better chance to maybe move up. Obviously, if we get number one, we should get Cooper Flag, but I'm just feeling like, Dylan Harper. He's a point guard, shooting guard. He's just going to cause more problems in the backup spot. Like, what are we going to develop that guy? And then he's going to be fighting for minutes with Dick and Walter and RJ Barrett. Doesn't seem to make a lot of sense to me. And then Ace Bailey's a small forward. I mean, again, so what you're going to have, you know, uh, Brandon Ingram and Battle and Agbaji all fighting it out with this Ace Bailey guy. That doesn't make sense to me. So I think unless we move up to number one and get Cooper Flag, whether or not he even enters the draft, because again, Duke didn't win, and I've heard he wants to win a championship at Duke. I don't know if he's allowed to declare after the lottery or not. Maybe he's going to sit and wait and see if the Wizards win the lottery. He doesn't want to go to the Wizards, so maybe he'll opt to go back to school. I don't know exactly how the timing of all that stuff works. I should have looked that up, I suppose. But here we go. I just did a little one-time hit. I was doing the best out of 10, but I'm just doing it once as if the lottery just happened. And disappointingly for the Toronto Raptors, we actually moved down 2 spots. So they've got whoever is at number 7 here drafting this common Maluk guy. I don't know that that's necessarily the way it's going to play out because in this scenario here, OKC grabbed it. They must have Oh, that's hilarious. So it ended up being, I do like this actually playing out like this. Sorry, I've seen like I'm rambling, but what happened here was the 76ers pick went to 7. So they've got a protected top 6, I think it is, pick, and they're currently sitting at 5th, which would just be the greatest thing ever if they would just barely, you know, have their pick go just outside the protected to number 7 like this. So it goes over to OKC. Oh my gosh. The more negative things that happen to the Philadelphia 76ers, the happier this Toronto Raptor fan is. So, but yeah, they have us going down to 9, and we're grabbing Kasparis, Jacko Trusis. I don't even know how to pronounce that name. But yeah, who knows? Because again, I don't think the OKC necessarily needs a center, is where I was going with that commentary earlier. They've got Holmgren, Chet Holmgren. They've got the other dude they just signed from the Knicks. I should know his name, but again, when I go to grab names, they jump out of my head. So yeah, they probably don't need a center, so this common Maluk guy might still be available. But anyway, we will check that out. We got the play-in going on this week. Am I gonna still come on here and blab? I don't know. Do I have the standings here? I do have the standings. So in the East, what the heck? Just quickly, I'll tell you who we got on the Raptors in black and white this morning. Headswag felt that the Magic and the Hawks were going to make it through. I might have steered him into that a little bit. The Bulls are kind of hot these days. Um, so I would like to see. I mean, I don't like the Magic. I hate that Jalen Suggs guy, just because he's such a little baby. And everyone said we were going to draft him, and I was so thrilled when we didn't. And our guy ended up getting Rookie of the Year. So, but does that mean I have to cheer against Orlando? I believe that Orlando will probably stick around because they only need to win one of the 2 games. And I think the Hawks are going to choke because Trae Young is a little punk. And I think the Bulls have some momentum. So I could see the Bulls stealing it and Miami out, Hawks out. Then we start the real playoffs. And in the West, ooh, the T Wolves. I don't know. Does John Morant deserve to make it in there? I mean, Dallas just got Anthony Davis back, so maybe he can carry them into a victory. I don't know. Then the West, they're all so close to each other. It's hard to predict, but I'm gonna just put my money where my mouth is and say, I think the T Wolves and somehow the Dallas Mavericks end up making it into the playoffs. There's going to be some weird Luka Doncic karma there that's going to help them make it in. All right. So I don't know what's going on upstairs. Dogs barking. How annoying. I hope you guys can't hear it, but please like, subscribe. We'll be off and on in the off season just when there's little random Raptor news, but we're looking forward to next year where we actually make the playoffs. We're going to have a full season of proper Raptor. We'll be at a new location. We're going to have a new background. We're going to have new equipment. We're going to have some new cameras set up. We're going to have a whole bunch of different tech behind the scenes, helping this channel, helping the videos, making them more entertaining, making them more unique. But anyway, I appreciate you guys. And so, yeah, if you could hit the like, subscribe, share with a friend. Um, Obviously, vote for who you think should run Canada in the next few weeks, but also Mr. Beast for president down there because we got to get somebody, other than the maniac that's down there putting tariffs all over the world in power. Anyways, I am out of here. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you sporadically over the next few weeks and months, but definitely back as many games as possible. Hopefully, every game in the 2026 season. But yeah, thanks for watching.